Welcome to our weekly maritime vlog. I'm Corey Ransom with International Maritime Security Associates. This week, we give you a crew visa update.
So Corey, a lot's changed in the world very rapidly. There's a lot of border closings, a lot of restrictions on travel. You know, we're hearing that there's some different rules in terms of visas for vessel crew around the world. Can you give us some more information on that?
Sure, Eric. Here in the United States, most crew members, whether they're large yacht, cargo line, and cruise line, will enter on a B1, B2, or C1D visa, depending on the vessel's operation. So a lot of these crew members, when they come in on a visa, they only have a certain period of time that they can remain in the United States before they need to go back foreign to have that visa time period renewed. And it's different for B1, B2 via C1D visa. So the U.S. State Department and CBP have put provisions in that those visas can be extended because of the interesting circumstances going on right now. So if your visa is going to expire within the next couple of months, you want to start the process as soon as possible for those extensions. I can't say that CBP is going to grant every extension, but from what I've heard so far on a case-by-case basis with crew members applying, there haven't been a lot of problems or issues to get extensions because everybody understands what's happening with all that, with the just weird circumstances right now.
Sure. That's good to know. So it sounds like if you have any questions about that, the best thing to do is go apply for the extension now, get after that as quickly as you can. What happens if you fail to do so?
Sure. So if you remain in the United States and you're on an invalid visa, typically what will happen is you can be banned for up to 3 years from entry to the United States.
Oh, wow.
So if you work on a vessel, that's not necessarily a good thing. So depending, again, if you're on a large yacht, cargo line, cruise line, you need to start this renewal process. CBP has made a number of provisions. The other interesting piece is most of the U.S., in fact, all of the U.S. State Department consular offices around the world are closed for visa applications until further notice. So that means if you have a visa, you need to make sure that you keep it active because it may be a couple of months before these offices are open and operational.
Oh, wow. So yeah, this is certainly not something to procrastinate on. You know, further from the vessel cruise and stuff, I've heard that the State Department has put out a level 4 travel warning or travel advisory, which in my understanding is totally unprecedented. What does that mean kind of for the rest of us?
Sure. So we see travel advisories that the State Department, the CDC, and other government organizations put out for countries around the world, and there's always active travel advisories from level 1 through level 4 being the greatest. And level 4 is basically do not travel. So the U.S. has put out a travel restriction and a level 4 travel advisory for basically every country in the world. And every other country in the world has put out basically the same, where countries have closed borders temporarily to say we want to fight the spread of this virus. So right now, it's very difficult for you to travel from one country to the other unless you can show that you have a necessity to be there. So by air, it's very difficult to do that. There's a lot of exemptions for cargo vessels and vessel movements just because that's the backbone of the global economy. So there's a lot of exemptions for vessels moving to different parts of the world. However, there's a slew of quarantine and restriction notices. We're tracking all of that through the ARMS platform to keep mariners up to date, but vessels are still moving around. The toughest piece is moving crew members. We would recommend that when you need to move crew members that you reach out to Global Marine Travel. They do a phenomenal job of trying to get crew members to different parts of the world, and right now it's just really difficult to do, but I know they're always up to date on the regulations and how to get people from point A to point B. But unfortunately, in some situations, your crew members may not be able to travel. So you may look at crew who are on your boats right now in extended stay as we kind of work through this crisis in the short term.
Well, that's certainly a lot of really good, valuable information. I'm sure it's going to take me and everybody else a little bit of time to digest. We'll put the links in the bottom for the Customs and Border Patrol,
Sure.
State Department, and also our friends over at GMT. So if you guys have any questions, those are all good resources to look for. Thanks again for all the information, Corey.
Yeah, absolutely, Eric. And what we're going to do is we'll keep putting videos out as we get more updated information because this stuff sometimes is changing on a daily or hourly basis. But we'll try to keep you guys updated through our video posts and through social media.
Thanks for joining us today. We really appreciate all the viewers that we have on the channel. Make sure you subscribe to this channel so you get notified when we post new videos. Hit that like button for all the content that you enjoy on this channel. Make sure you connect to us and join the conversation in our social media. detailed in the banner above and also in the comments section below. If you have questions when it comes to maritime security, maritime risk management, or maritime regulatory compliance, don't hesitate to reach out to the experts here at IMSA, because we're always happy to steer you in the right direction.